Jessica Agnew, welcome to the forum. I know that you are talking on how AI can potentially redefine what's possible in the agri-food system. Now, you are the director of the GAP initiative and managing editor of the Global Agricultural Productivity Report. Easier to say as GAP, Virginia Tech. What will be your main message? What's your lens that you'll be looking through when we think about AI in this context today?
Yeah, so what I've noticed in my last 18 months in working in the AI space and understanding how it can contribute to nature positive, more climate resilient agri-food systems is that we are largely focusing our solutions at the farm gate, or those directly serving the farmers, so your agronomists, your machine operators. But the decision makers, AI-driven solutions for decision makers are largely not really part of the story yet. And so that's what I want to call more attention to today, about how AI can help us solve some of the data interoperability challenges that we have been facing for many years and tend to stall our progress.
Do you think, therefore, then, that if you have that focus, that AI can work to accelerate policy? Because action on the ground, we know, is needed. Policy gives a framework and a route map, but it takes a while to catch up. So is that their potential for acceleration and speed there?
Exactly, and I think this is where AI has the potential to create disruptive breakthroughs in agriculture while also reducing the burden on farmers. We ask farmers to adopt new technologies all the time. They have a lot to do. So especially with AI that's constantly evolving, I mean, from one week to the next, you see huge advancements coming out from some of the biggest tech drivers in the sector. And so as we're developing these AI solutions, building on AI-driven models, there's still a fair amount of risk for farmers to take on some of the technologies. Some are appropriate and ready for the field. But if we can work more with policymakers, decision makers, who may be more used to this sort of rapidly changing analytic environment, but find those opportunities where we can make sort of a quantum leap forward in our analysis of potential policies and even investment as well.
Is it fair to say that agriculture has been behind? They've been a little bit of a laggard in adapting and adopting technology. I know that you say farmers have a lot to take on, but there is that gap to be filled.
I would say that typically we're kind of in the last of the sectors that tend to adopt, especially these really disruptive breakthrough technologies.
I mean, disruption can be a dirty word.
Yes, it can be. I'm thinking of it in something that creates a radical change and helps us break through the intractable challenges that we tend to have in agriculture. And yet we sort of tend to be the last sector that tech turns to in adapting these solutions. And that's part of the other problem, is that the tech has been developed and now we're trying to adapt it for agriculture rather than kind of working with scientists and developers from the outset.
And of course, any good breakthrough in technology, anything that's disruptive, it's new, it will come with a big price tag. Farmers are struggling, and without farmers having any kind of wealth, there is no economic health, is there? So can you see it can be a force for good there?
Absolutely, and I think we have the opportunities to explore some really unique business models to address some of the concerns, everywhere from looking at ways to provide farmers royalties for their data every time it's used in an AI-driven model, all the way through to call it cross-subsidization revenue models. So I've been working in this area for some time. I come from an academic background, but work with business a fair amount. And when you can create shared value across the public and private sector, in my experience, the private sector will pay, just as long as you recognize what their objectives are, that they have to, answer to their stakeholders, their shareholders. But if you can create a business solution for them while also doing good, you can create some really exciting opportunities to break through that cost.
And that partnership is where scalability comes from, and there is the how-to. That's really the solve, isn't it? That's where it lies.
Exactly.
Well, enjoy the forum, enjoy hearing from other voices and sharing your views. And Jessica, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.